boys. Good morning. How are y'all today?
Good.
Good. All right, the first thing we always need to do before we go into a lesson is to remind ourselves of our classroom rules. So if everybody will look at the rules and listen as I read them, okay? These are our classroom rules. Rule number 1, listen when your teacher is talking. Rule number 2, follow directions quickly. Rule number 3, keep your hands and feet to yourself. Rule number 4, raise your hand to speak or stand. And rule number 5, be safe, be kind, and be honest. Because we're all here to learn, aren't we?
Yes.
All right, today we're going to be reading The Goat in the Rug by Geraldine. And before we get started, there's a couple of things that Miss Pittman has to tell you. Remember, our essential question means that it's very important. So this is the question that you're going to ask yourself as we're going through our story. And it is, how is art connected to the past? That's our essential question. How is art connected to the past? Our Common Core standard is to read and comprehend informational text. So that means that, are we probably going to get a lot of information as we're reading this text? Yes, it's going to be filled with information, isn't it? Very good. And then our other Common Core standard says to describe the connection between a series of historical events, scientific ideas, and steps in technical procedures. Okay, so as Miss Pittman reads the story to you, what should you be doing with your finger? Follow along. Very good. So we're just going to start right at the beginning. I'm right here at the title. And again, it's The Goat in the Rug by Geraldine. All right, let's flip over. Okay, come on, follow along. My name is Geraldine, and I live near a place called Window Rock with my Navajo friend, Glen May. It's called Window Rock because it has a big round hole in it that looks like a window open to the sky. Glen May is called Glen May most of the time because it's easier to say than her Indian name, Glee Napa. In English, that means something like female warrior, but she's really a Navajo warrior. I'm sorry, Navajo weaver. I guess that's why one day she decided to weave me into a rug. Now I want us to stop right there and ask ourselves, which character is Geraldine? And how do we know that? What clues helped you to know that?
Because she's
Very good. Awesome. Good job. All right, we're right here on the next page. Everybody stay with me. Use your finger and follow along. I remember it was a warm, sunny afternoon. Glen May had spent most of the morning sharpening a large pair of scissors. I had no idea what she was going to use them for, but it didn't take long for me to find out. We're going to keep going, everybody. Everybody's doing a great job staying on task. Before I knew what was happening, I was on the ground, and Glen May was clipping off my wool in great long strands. It's called mohair, really. It didn't hurt at all, but I admit I kicked my heels some. I'm very ticklish for a goat. I might have looked a little naked and silly afterwards, but my, did I feel nice and cool. So I decided to stick around and see what would happen next. What do you think Geraldine means when she says she kicked up her heels? What does she mean?
She squirmed a little.
Yeah. What else? What is our picture? Look at your picture. Remember, a picture is worth 1,000 words. What's your picture tell you? What's going on?
Dad, hold up at the hail.
Yeah, she's hitting it, isn't she? Okay, let's flip over. Let's look at the next one. Everybody stay with me. Use your finger. The first thing Glen May did was chop up roots from a yucca plant. The roots made a soapy rich lather when she mixed them with water. She washed my wool in the surf until it was clean and white. After that, a little bit of me, you might say, was hung up in the sun to dry. When my wool was dry, Glen May took out 2 large squared combs and combed it with many teeth. By combing my wool between these carding combs, as they called, she removed any bits of twigs or burrs and straightened out the fibers. She told me it helped make a smoother yarn for spinning. How do you think the wool might have gotten twigs or burrs in it?
By cooking like that?
Yeah, because where does it go mostly stay at?
On the ground.
Outside, right? Very good. All right, let's keep going.
Mommy?
Then Glen May carefully started small bundle at a time into yarn. I was beginning to find out it takes a long while to make a Navajo rug. Again and again, Glen May twisted and pulled the wool. Then she spun it around a long, thin stick she called a spindle. As she twisted and pulled and spun, the finer, stronger, and smoother the yarn became. What is she starting to do with this wool that she had? What's she starting to do with it now?
Twisted.
Yeah, so now we're starting to see the steps that it takes to make the rug, aren't we? All right, let's go to 286. Everybody make sure you're with me. A few days later, Glen May and I went for a walk. She said we were going to find some special plants she would use to make dye. I didn't know what dye meant, but it sounded like a picnic to me. I do love to eat plants. That's what got me into trouble. Why do you think Glen May wants to find plants to make dye?
Well, put the dye in the hair.
Yeah, does she have to add some color to it?
Yes.
Yeah, she's got to make color because who wants just a plain rug? And in a little while, when you get to make your own colorful rug, you wouldn't want it to just be plain white the way it is now when Miss Pittman made it. We're going to use a lot of different colors and make our own unique design on our rug. All right, let's keep going. Right here, right here. While Glen May was out looking for more plants, I ate every one she had already collected in her bucket. Delicious. Do you think she was supposed to do that?
No.
I don't think so. Let's find out what's going to happen next. The next day, Glen May made me stay home while she walked miles to her house. She said the dye she could buy wasn't the same as the kind she makes from plants, but since I'd made such a pig of myself, it would have to do. Why does she have to go to the store now to buy dye? What
Because she
happened?
ate them all.
Who ate them all?
The goat.
The goat. And she wasn't supposed to. So now we've got to go to the store and buy some. Everybody stay with me. What do you see happening in this picture before I read it to you? What do you see happening?
They got the goat. She got the goat.
What's happening in this picture?
She's dying.
She's dying.
She's dying what?
The goat.
Okay, very good. All right, let's keep reading. I was really worried that she would still be angry with me when she got back. She wasn't though, and pretty soon she had 3 big potfuls of dye boiling over a fire. Then I saw that Glen May had meant by dyeing. She dipped my white wool into one pot and it turned pink. She dipped it in again. It turned darker pink. By the time she finished dipping it in and out and hung it out to dry, it was a beautiful deep red. Why is Geraldine worried that Glen May will be angry when she got back? Why was she
ate
worried?
all the berries that-
Because she knew that she had caused some trouble when she ate the ingredients to make the dye, right? But was she mad when she came back?
No.
No, she was not. Okay,
Oh, what
let's
happened?
go. Here we are. Oh, look at that. Look at our illustrator's picture. It says, after that, she dyed some of my wool brown and some of it black. I couldn't help wondering if those plants I'd eaten would turn all of me the same colors. Why does Geraldine think she'll turn red, brown, and black?
Because she ate the dye.
Because she's picturing herself as those colors that they're using for the dye, right? She's picturing those same colors on her body rather than on the rug. All right, let's keep going. Make sure you're following along with me. While I was worrying about that, Glen May started to make our rug. She took a ball of yarn and wrapped it around and around 2 poles. I lost count when she reached 300 wraps. I guess I was too busy thinking about what it would be like to be the only red, white, black, and brown goat in Windows.
This one?
Everybody's there? Uh-oh. Hold on one second. Let's get Jeremy on track. Okay, here we are. It wasn't long before Glen May had finished wrapping. Then she hung the poles with the yarn on a big wooden frame. It looked like a picture frame made of logs. She called it a loom. After a whole week of getting ready to weave, Glen May started. She began weaving at the bottom of the loom. Then one strand of yarn at a time, our rug started growing towards the top. Keep reading. A few strands of black, a few of brown, a few of red, in and out, back and forth, until in a few days, the pattern of a rug was clear to see. Our rug grew very slowly, whenever you do your own rug, you're gonna also make a design with different colors. Now, when they say that it can never be duplicated, what do they mean?
It can never be copied.
It can't be copied. They're all gonna be different, aren't they? Everybody's rug is gonna look completely different.
Like
Because you
this.
want one that can't be duplicated. You're gonna make your own, aren't you? We're gonna use different colors and
Like
different
this.
designs. But we'll do that after we finish our story and after we finish our comprehension, okay? Stay with me. Stay with me. Almost there, okay, guys? Let's keep our attention. Jeremy, will you have a seat for me? Thank you. Good job. Then at last the weaving was finished, but not until I checked it quite thoroughly in front and in back did I let Glen May take our rug off the loom. There was a lot of me in that rug. I wanted it to be perfect, and it was. Since then, my wool has grown almost long enough for Glen May to make me another rug. I hope we will do one very soon, because you see, there aren't too many weavers like Glen May left among the Navajos. Why do you think Navajo rugs are so special?
Because there aren't too many weavers.
Yeah, and because look how long it takes to make one. Do you need a lot of patience? You've got to be ready to work really hard, don't you? They take a lot of pride in their rug. All right, we're on the very last page, guys. You made it. Let's see what it says. And there's only one goat like me, Geraldine. So we want our rugs to be original, never duplicated, and just like Geraldine. Can she be duplicated? Can you be duplicated? No, there's only one of us, right? We're made special. All right, we're going to do a little activity to check your comprehension, just to see how much you were listening and paying attention in your story. So if you'll put your name on it. Does anybody remember Miss Pittman saying? The first thing I do is always the same. I pick up my pencil and I write my name. Very good. Let me grab yours, L'Oreal. Just one second. Everybody else, put your name on there.
Grab my pen.
Alright, does everybody have their name? Alright, number one. Everybody go to number one with me. Number one. Get ready. Alright, remember we just read The Goat in the Rug. We have to answer numbers 1 through 10. Base your answers on the story, The Goat in the Rug. So you have to think about that story, don't you? You have to think about that story and what we read about. Alright, number one. What does Geraldine mean when she says that Glen May decided to weave her into a rug? Yeah, sit down for me, Loretta. Alright, listen as I reread it again, okay? What does Geraldine mean when she says that Glen May decided to weave her into a rug? Alright, let's look at our choices, okay? Is it A, Glen May would trap the goat by weaving around her? Is it B, Glen May would weave a rug with a picture of a goat? Is that true? That might be kind of a silly answer. We know we can mark that one out, right? C, Glen May would weave Geraldine's name into a rug? Did she make her name in the rug? D, Glen May would use Geraldine's wool to weave a rug. Pick your best choice. Pick your best answer. Everybody ready for number two? If Miss Pittman starts to go too fast, if you want to just stick up a finger, this just means like, give me 1 minute, and I'll know exactly what you mean, okay? That way you don't have to blurt out. You just hold up one finger. That lets me know I need to stop. All right. So now we're on to number two, Jeremy. We're on number two. From what Geraldine says, what can you tell about mohair? F, it is a woman's hair. That might be silly, huh? G, it is wool from a goat. Is that what mohair is? Put down what you think. H, it is dye made from plants. Or I, it is a sharp tool for cutting wool. Show Miss Pittman, what is mohair? What did our story say mohair was? Put down what you think. Eyes on your paper. All right, number three. Number we have to think about before she could spin that wool, what did she have to do to it? Was it A, she cuts it, washes it, and combs it? Is that what she had to do to the wool?
Right.
Is it B, she dyes some of it red, brown, and black? Did she dye it before she spins it?
No.
Think about it. She makes dye out of plants that she picks, or she twists it around a stick called a spindle. Pick your best choice. What does Glen May do to the wool before she spins it? Think about that key word before. Everybody's doing so great. Good job. All right, we're on number 4. Why does Glen May comb the wool before she spins it? Think real quick, guys. Why did she have to comb it? Why did she have to comb the wool before she could spin it? Listen to your choices. Was it L, to remove the twigs and burrs? Remember we talked about how they stay outside, so maybe they get a little dirty. G, to make longer strands of yarn. She kind of stretching it out to make it longer. H, to help the dye soak into the yarn. Or I, to make the rug bigger and more colorful. Pick your best choice. To remove the twigs first, make longer strands of yarn. All right, guys. In order for us to go to the next page, did you bubble? You have to bubble your answer. Why does Glen May comb the wool before she spins it? To remove the twigs and burrs, or to make longer strands of yarn? Whenever you get ready to flip over, open it up like a butterfly and fold it over. If you need help, I'll be glad to help you with it. What number should you see at the top of your paper? Number 5. So make sure everybody's with me, and everybody is. So good job. All right, it says read the diagram below. This is a diagram that has information for us to use. It says Geraldine says eating plants got her into trouble. Geraldine eats all the plants Glen May collects for making dye. And Geraldine is afraid that Glen May will still be angry after going to the store. What conclusion can we draw from this diagram? What conclusion? Remember, we've talked about drawing conclusions. What conclusion can you draw from Miss Pittman reading that diagram to you? So which idea belongs in the empty space for conclusion, okay? So what would fit right here in this box for conclusion? What is your conclusion? Listen to your choices. A, Glen May thinks Geraldine eats too much. B, shopping always puts Glen May in a terrible mood. C, Glen May got angry when Geraldine ate her bucket of plants. Did that happen in our story? Or D, Geraldine ate all the houseplants while Glen May was shopping. Only one of those things really happened in our story. Which one of those things happened in our story? Which idea belongs in the empty space? Glen May got angry when Geraldine ate her bucket of plants. Did that happen in our story? Did this happen in our story? Did she eat the bucket of plants? Did that happen in your story? All right, is everybody ready for number 6? Which conclusion can we draw? Which idea belongs in the empty space? Glen May got angry when Geraldine ate her bucket of plants. Or, you think that's your answer? Okay. All right, is everybody ready for number 6? Very good. Let's touch number 6. Why does Glen May dip the yarn in the dye over and over? Think about how she was taking that wool, she was dipping it in the dye. Why would she keep doing it over and over and over? Is it to make the yarn softer? Does it make the yarn lighter? Did it make the yarn darker? Did it make it appear darker? Or did it make the yarn stronger? Think about which one of those things happened in our story. Remember, our story talked about how it was light pink and then darker pink, and then by the end it was a rich, deep red. So think about your story as you're answering the questions. All right, we're on number 7. Was it to make the yarn darker or to make the yarn stronger? Pick out those choices. All right, what you got? Geraldine to wonder what the plants she ate might do to her? What causes Geraldine to wonder what the plants she ate might do to her? Do you remember when she was visualizing herself and she had the red and the brown and the black? Remember when she was thinking about how she would look if she was all those different colors? So is it A, watching Glen May dip and dye the wool? Is that what had her think about that? Watching Glen May boil the dye over a fire? Watching Glen May spin the wool into yarn? Or watching Glen May leave to walk to the store? Which one of those things that happened in the story made her start thinking about being a different color? Alright, I'm going to open it back up like a butterfly. We made it to the last page, boys. Goodness. We're on the last page. Want me to reread it to you? What causes Geraldine to wonder what the plants she ate might do to her? Is it watching Glen May dip and dye the wool, or is it watching Glen May boil the dye over a fire? Pick out of those choices. All right, is everybody on number 8? Does everybody see number 8 at the top? Yeah, we made it to the last page. I am so proud of you boys for working so hard today. All right, number 8. What must Glen May do before she is ready to use the loom? Does she need to form a design? Add yarn of each color? Weave from the bottom or wrap yarn around 2 poles? What must Glen May do before she is ready to use the loom? Think about before she could use that loom. Did she need to form a design? Add yarn of each color? Weave from the bottom or wrap yarn around 2 poles? So what does she have to do first? Before she is ready to use the loom. Form a design, add yarn of each color, or weave from the bottom. Let's see. We're almost finished, okay? And next we have something fun to do. We're almost there. 2 more questions. Stay with me. All right, number 9. What will a reader most likely think after reading this story? So you're the reader. What do you think after you read this story? A, that the best rugs are made from goat hair. B, that many people weave Navajo rugs today. C, that making a Navajo rug takes a lot of work. Or D, that most rugs are black, brown, red, and white. You as the reader, what can you most likely tell after reading the story? Do you think A, that the best rugs are made from goat hair? B, that many people weave Navajo rugs today? C, that making a Navajo rug takes a lot of work? Or D, that most rugs are black, brown, red, and white? What do you think? You're the reader. Show me on your paper. All right, and we made it to number 10. Here we go, last one. How does Geraldine feel at the end of the story? Not the beginning and not the middle, but the end. That means the last thing we read, okay? How does Geraldine feel at the end of the story? Is she F, proud that she is part of Glen May's rug? Is she G, worried that her wool will be cut again? H, disappointed that the rug isn't quite perfect? Or I, surprised at how quickly the rug was finished? How does Geraldine feel at the end of the story, the last thing that we read? Is she proud that she is a part of Glen May's rug? Worried that her wool will be cut again? Or disappointed that the rug isn't quite perfect? Your best answer. All right, when you're finished, Miss Pittman will take your paper. You can put up on it, Jeremy. How does Geraldine feel at the end of the story? Let's listen as we can reread it again since people have questions, okay? Everybody listen. I'm going to reread the whole thing. Number 10. How does Geraldine feel at the end of the story? Elf says, proud that she is part of Glen May's rug. Do you think she feels proud for being a part of that Navajo rug that's so special? Is it G, worried that her wool will be cut again? Is it H, she's disappointed that the rug isn't perfect? Or I, surprised at how quickly the rug was finished? Pick your best choice. All right, Miss Pittman will take your paper and And now we get to do something fun, boys. Now we get to do something fun. You're gonna keep working on your iReady program, okay, Ray? You keep working. Come back, Lorel. Come back. Okay, guys. Everybody sit down. Here we go. I get to close these books. So I can put them away. I'm gonna set them to the side. Do we need to stand up and stretch?
No.
Yeah, let's stand up and stretch before we do a fun activity. Let's stand up. Let's stretch up high. Let's stretch down low. Let's run in place. All right, here we go. Let's see who knows their left from their right. Can you stretch to the left? This is your left. Can you stretch to your right? Okay, good. All right, we're ready to sit down and finish our activity. All right, ready here? I am so excited about this part. I've been looking forward to this. Did everybody like our story? Yes. What were they making that was so special in our story? They were making a Navajo rug. They were making a rug. What does that look like? What did Miss Pittman make for you?
A rug.
I made a rug for you. But guess what? Right now, it's like the wool. It's just plain, and it's just white. And is that real fancy, or is this kind of boring? Yeah, because look, they all look the same. So, are they kind of boring right now? But guess what you get to do? You get to design it.
Look.
And use any colors you want. And you get to make your own rug. And just like you, the Navajo rugs can never be duplicated, can they? No, so we want them to be original and unique and different. Isn't that kind of what makes us all special? Would it be boring if everybody had hair like Miss Pittman? No, that would be boring, wouldn't it? What if everybody had the same color eyes as me? That would be so boring, wouldn't it? So we want to be different, don't we? We want to feel good about ourselves and love how we're unique and different from everybody else. So I want you to take that same concept from the Navajo rugs where they cannot be duplicated. They're all different. Just like us, we're all different. And we're going to make our own unique rug, okay? So let's think about it. Should Jeremy and Laurel have the same rug? Should they use all the same colors? No, we want them to be different, okay? And at the end, I'll let everybody share their rugs with us. If Miss Pittman's got your crayons, you don't have to get up, you don't have to do anything.
Can we look at it and look in that area?
You want to look at the one from the story? Yeah, that'll be fine. But remember, you're not making one just like the story. You can get ideas from it, but I want you to make your own creative design. Jeremy, Loretta, no, Loretta, take your chair. It's not her chair. All right, guys, here's our Jeremy. I don't know if you're going to get a prize. Here's your crayon.
Don't get him.
I'm going to walk around and monitor your rugs.
Can we get it on green?
Yeah, you can use any colors you want.
And these pink
You can get any colors you
and
want.
blue.
All right, ready? In 5 seconds, I'm going to close the box. Ready? 5,
And red
4,
and
3, 2, 1,
brown.
and 0. All right. So everybody chose their own unique colors to make their own unique design. So I'm going to walk around, just look at them, and I want you to be creative. You make your own design. You can use different shapes like circles and ovals and triangles and diamonds. You can make your own pattern. Remember, a pattern repeats itself. So if you wanted to do like green, purple, make a pattern, that would be an AB pattern. If you wanted to make red, purple, orange, that would be an ABC pattern. Just however you want to make your rug. artists in this classroom. They look so good. Very good, guys. Everybody is working so hard. Now, guys, remember that our essential question was, how is art connected to the past? Remember the Navajo robes? They've been being made for hundreds and hundreds of years, haven't they?
I got one in my house.
Remember, our standard was to read and comprehend an informational text.
I did one.
It's an extra. Trish, it's an extra. You want it at the end of the day? Finish that one first, okay? And I might give you my extra. All right, is there anybody who would like to summarize our lesson in your own words? That way you can tell me how you perceived our lessons. Anybody want to summarize what we did today? Sam, you want to summarize what we did today? Yes, try and summarize what we did today. Okay, what else did we do today? It takes a long time to make the rub. We did.
It's
our
good.
best, didn't we? Did we have to draw conclusions some today and on our comprehension page?
Is mine's paper good?
It's very good. So we had to draw conclusions today. We had to make sure we did a comprehension activity to make sure that we understood the text that we read together. And now we get to do a hands-on activity because you're getting to make your own Navajo rug. So good job. Everybody give yourself a pat on the back. And a big hug. Good job, everybody. Good job. Miss Pittman is so proud of you. Hold on one second, L'Oreal.